The world of business is full of rags to riches stories, but few are as fascinating as Alex Hormozi's. In 2013, he was sleeping on the floor of his gym, living under a warehouse where homeless people would break bottles throughout the night. By 2025, he's built a portfolio of companies doing over 200 million in revenue per year. But what makes Alex different is that while most entrepreneurs guard their secrets behind expensive courses, webinars, and all that jazz, Alex took a radically different approach. In the beginning of his meteoric rise to fame, he gave away most of his valuable insights for free.
I have nothing to sell you. The very first video, I was just annoyed when I said that. And then the comments just like poured on after this. Like, oh, so I just need to be more explicit about this. People just don't know.
And the reason that he did this is quite interesting.
If you die and you die with any knowledge left in your brain that you haven't shared with other people, it's just a waste of a life.
Today, we're going to be breaking down exactly how Alex Hormozi built one of the most valuable personal brands in business education, and we'll analyze how he grew his audience from 0 to millions of followers, and more importantly, how he turns that attention into real business opportunities. Because the indirect way that he monetizes is different than any other personal brand that I've seen on the internet. And this is going to be an absolute masterclass in modern business building, where attention is the new currency and trust is the ultimate leverage point. But before we dive in, let me warn you. If you're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme or flashy marketing tactics, you're in the wrong place. Alex's approach is methodical, scientific, and sometimes brutally honest. And he breaks business down to a science. And that's exactly what we're going to do in this video today. So whether you're an entrepreneur looking to grow your business or just someone fascinated by how modern fortunes are built, stick around. Because we're not just going to be telling Alex's story, we're going to be revealing the key actions he took that led him to success, and how you can achieve your goals in life by using these actions as well. Alex Hormozi's path to success started in a way that might sound familiar to many of us, following the right path. Growing up with a Middle Eastern father who had escaped Iran through education, Alex's childhood was defined by academic excellence, and he delivered on every expectation, graduating magna cum laude from Vanderbilt in just 3 years, then landing a prestigious job in management consulting. The perfect path was unfolding exactly as planned. But 2 years into his defense consulting role, something didn't sit right. He found himself transcribing interviews and color coding 600-page documents so that people above him could make 20-point slide decks. And these decks would then be sold back to the military for $4 million, essentially telling them how to kill the most bad guys for the least amount of money. And the breaking point came while applying to business schools. Faced with the question, how will this MBA help your short and long-term goals, Alex spent 4 days unable to answer. He couldn't justify spending $200,000 in 2 to 3 years not making money when his real goal was to start a business. So instead of pursuing an MBA, he decided to take $60,000 in savings and leap into entrepreneurship. What happened next showcases Alex's commitment to learning. He emailed 40 gym owners asking to work for free to learn the business, and only one responded. We'll call him Seven Figure Sam. And without even having Sam's phone number, Alex packed his car and drove 36 hours straight from Baltimore to California. And this seemingly reckless move was actually brilliant and strategic. Alex knew from his consulting background that the fastest way to learn was to study under experts. And his schedule with Sam was brutal, arriving at 4 a.m. and staying till 4 p.m. every single day. But this intensive apprenticeship gave him something invaluable, a crash course in real business operations. And 3 months later, Alex opened his first gym with just $10,000 in savings, enough for only 2 months worth of rent. But when his potential business partner couldn't come up with his half of the money, Alex had to shoulder the entire financial burden. And he ended up sleeping on the gym floor beneath a warehouse where homeless people would break bottles at night, running a one-man show because he didn't even know hiring employees was a thing. Now, the key lesson to take away from here is that you need to have a base skill set so that you can make money, which will serve you as your runway to start a business. Alex's experience in his consulting job taught him some basic skills and competence, and it allowed him to understand that working with Seven Figure Sam will accelerate his business growth tremendously. So for some people, there is no faster way to learn a skill than to find a mentor and work directly under them. So either work for free or land a job where you can improve and hone your skills and competence in a way that aligns with your future goals, because this will absolutely be beneficial to you, and it will reduce your learning curve from 10,000 hours to become an expert to a fraction of the time. Now, Alex's turning point came when he attended a $3,000 marketing workshop. While it didn't deliver on its promise of making $10,000 by the end of the weekend, it taught him something invaluable: Facebook ads. And this was 2013, and Facebook marketing was still relatively new. So armed with this knowledge, Alex's business began to transform. He developed a unique model that differed from traditional gyms, focusing on charging people when they were the most excited and creating compelling guarantees. And the model worked so well that he began opening a new location every 6 months, scaling to 6 locations in 3 years. But the real breakthrough came when Alex joined Russell Brunson's mastermind group. After explaining his gym business model, how he could open locations profitably from day one and scale rapidly, Russell said something that would change everything. You shouldn't be running gyms, you have a level 10 skill set and a level 2 opportunity. And this feedback led to a profound realization. Instead of just running gyms, Alex could teach other people how to run successful gyms. The skills that he had developed could be packaged and scaled in a way that individual gym locations never could. Now, the pivot wasn't immediate. Alex spent almost 2 years doing business turnarounds, flying out to different locations and filling them up with clients within 30 days. And he completed 33 turnarounds, learning and refining his process with each one. And he did all this before fully transitioning to his education model with Gym Launch. Now, Alex's journey reveals the second key lesson that we can learn from, which is investing in mentorship. If you can't get paid to do it or do it for free, then what you should do instead is pay for it. And the funny thing is, so many people out there will pay $100,000 for a college degree that in many cases is borderline useless, and yet they'll laugh at somebody who pays $1,000 for a course or $5,000 for a coaching program. And while you definitely should be rational about what people you give your money to, it will probably take you about 10 times longer to learn something if you're just trying to figure it out on your own. So identify one expert or leader in your field, try to get hired by them. If that doesn't work, work for free. And if that doesn't work, then pay them to mentor you. That way you can learn directly from their experience. And this hands-on mentorship can fast track your growth and save you years of trial and error. When you look at Alex Hormozi's rise to prominence, the numbers are staggering. He was able to grow 7.8 million followers across different platforms in just 40 months. And at the time of writing this, that's grown to ridiculous proportions already. And that's not luck or coincidence. There's definitely a strategy there. And while the numbers are incredible, the strategies he implemented to achieve them are even more fascinating. Now, before diving into content creation, Alex had already revolutionized the gym industry with Gym Launch, transforming thousands of businesses and layering the foundation for his future success. And only after establishing himself as a multimillionaire did he begin sharing his insights, which later contributed to his portfolio companies generating 9 figures in revenue per year. And this is crucial to understand because it completely changes the game. One of Alex's most famous lines at the start of his videos is, "I have nothing to sell you." And because he was rich already, this method really worked effectively. If he wasn't rich, he would have to sell you something because nobody's going to put all the work in to make content without getting some kind of ROI from it. But he was able to differentiate himself from many other gurus in the space because he was already rich and he had nothing to sell. But even from the beginning, Alex had a plan, an even bigger financial play because now he's not the guy with nothing to sell anymore. For years, he didn't sell anything. He gave out everything completely free, and the quality of the content that he gave out was course level quality. So he built up so much goodwill and such a good reputation that he was able to become #1 in the entire business niche online. And now, a few years later, he's actually leveraged his massive following to sell a variety of high value products. He started by selling books, which are, obviously very affordable. So it's almost like not selling anything. Then he started promoting companies like School, which of course he partially owns. And now he's also offering premium coaching offers and exclusive mastermind sessions. In other words, while his early messaging suggested he wasn't in it for the money, his content strategy was always a stepping stone to get even richer. And this means that you can differentiate yourself in your space by flipping the script. If you're in a niche where everyone's selling a course, then maybe the best strategy is to give away a free course. But if it's the other way around and everyone's giving free courses, then maybe the best strategy is to actually sell one. That way you can be sure that you've differentiated yourself from your competitors. And another key lesson is that money is not the only form of value. Reputation and goodwill are other forms of value which you can then leverage in the future to make significantly more money. Now let's go ahead and break down his content strategy even further. Alex approaches content creation like a scientist, methodically breaking down complex topics into simple, actionable frameworks. And this scientific mindset shapes every piece of content he produces, from tweets to full-length videos. Consider his book $100 Million Offers. While most business authors talk about value creation in abstract terms, Alex developed a precise mathematical formula. Like, literally, it's an equation. And this equation perfectly demonstrates Alex's talent for transforming complex business concepts into practical tools entrepreneurs can implement immediately. And his approach resonates deeply with his audience because entrepreneurs live in a world of calculated risks. When someone can illustrate the mathematical precision behind business decisions, it creates immediate credibility. And Alex's content stands out through his distinctive delivery style, what I call the high intensity, high density, no fluff approach. Every piece of content, from a brief social media post to an hour-long YouTube video, comes packed with actionable insights and real numbers. And he backs up every concept with specific examples from his own portfolio companies. And his memorable way of framing business principles cuts straight to the core of complex ideas. For example, rich people buy time, poor people buy stuff. In just a few words, Alex managed to convey something meaningful and practical. And there's already so much to unpack here. And it's true, rich people, the truly rich ones, don't really care that much about money because they have it in abundance. And their most valuable asset now is time. And so they hire people, literally buying that person's time so they can have more of their own time on their hands. Here's another one. A focused fool can accomplish more than a distracted genius. These powerful statements distill years of business experience into clear, actionable principles that resonate with his audience of entrepreneurs and business owners. Now that we've talked about his less obvious strategies, let's talk about his more practical and calculated approach to content creation. Alex completely shifted his content from edutainment to pure education, which is partly the reason why his content is straightforward and no fluff. Content, according to Alex, can be placed into three buckets: entertainment, content whose sole purpose is to get people to watch; education, content designed to change what people do; and edutainment, content trying to both teach and entertain simultaneously. Now, Alex decided that he's going all in on education for three specific reasons. First, his data showed that all his views are not created equal. While conventional wisdom suggested that entertainment content would funnel viewers towards his educational content, Alex's experience proved different. Entertainment viewers consistently sought more entertainment, while education viewers wanted more education. And the education viewers were the ones who ended up reading his books, joining his email list, and applying to become portfolio companies. Second, Alex simply likes creating educational content. He's a very serious guy, and he wants to educate himself and the rest of the world. Third, he likes people who like education videos. People who educate themselves and want to learn. And when he talks to his ideal customers, they are business owners and business-interested people. And as he explains, if you hang out with me for any amount of time, we will probably talk about business because it's what I love talking about. I eat it, I sleep it, I drink it, I work 7 days a week on it, and I skip holidays for it because for me, it is the holiday. Now, a key component of Alex's strategy is what he calls proof, promise, plan framework, which he discovered after analyzing his top 35 educational videos. And while these three elements can appear in any order depending on the content needs, Alex typically leads with proof because business owners need to know why they should listen before they'll invest their time, which is why many of his videos start with him stating his achievements, like this one.
I crossed $100 million in net worth by age 31.
Or this one.
I started and sold a software company, started and sold a gym licensing business, started and sold a supplement company.
Now, this approach differs significantly from entertainment content. While entertainment videos might confirm what was promised in the thumbnail, educational content needs to establish credibility first. And for a business educator like Alex, this means demonstrating expertise and results before diving into the teaching. However, that's not to say that Alex doesn't change it up sometimes. The visuals in Alex's content also reflect his education-first approach. Rather than using flashy effects or changing backgrounds that might distract from the message, he focuses on visual elements that enhance understanding: clear text, data visualization, and charts that show relative scale or change over time. Like in this video, Alex literally uses a large piece of paper and some colored markers for his visuals. Nothing fancy. And when analyzing his content performance, Alex found something fascinating in the data. Looking at his content over the last 30 days, he discovered that among his bottom performing videos, 8 out of 12 emphasized effects and higher production, what he calls razzle. Meanwhile, 75% of his best performing videos emphasized language over production value. And this insight led to a significant shift in their production process, moving from post-production to pre-search. Rather than recording with minimal preparation and spending 4 weeks in editing, they now invest 4 weeks in research and end up with almost no editing needed. And by spending just a quarter of their previous post-production time on pre-production, instead they eliminated 90 to 95% of their post-editing work. As Alec puts it, an ounce of pre-work is worth a pound of post. There you go, another one of his gems. Now, by spending more time on research and preparation before recording, his team eliminated 90 to 95% of their post-production work. And this not only reduced costs, but it also improved content quality for their specific educational objectives. And he ended up getting significantly more qualified people into his funnel. And his platform approach is equally strategic. He uses X, formerly known as Twitter, as a testing ground, where ideas can be posted as tweets and threads. And the concepts that resonate most strongly are then refined into Instagram Reels or long-form YouTube videos. And a crucial evolution in Alex's content strategy came from his approach to measuring success. While most creators focus solely on their view counts, Alex discovered that ad revenue served as a more valuable metric. And despite having no direct need to monetize through ads, his portfolio companies generate over 200 million annually, he found ad revenue to be an excellent indicator of reaching the right audience. And he demonstrated this through a 90-day experiment where they created less business-focused content, and while views increased dramatically, 2 to 3 times their normal numbers, ad revenue dropped by half. And this proved that they were attracting the wrong audience. More importantly, the months with the highest ad revenue also generated the most book sales, email opt-ins, and business applications. And this insight led to another significant finding about content format. The common belief in content marketing suggested that short-form content would funnel viewers toward long-form content, which would then convert them into customers. However, Alex's data told a different story. Short viewers primarily watched more shorts, while long-form viewers watched more long-form content. Importantly, long-form content drove significantly more conversions, book sales, opt-ins, and applications. And perhaps most revolutionary is Alex's approach to creating content for new viewers, what he calls moving from assume more to assume nothing. And he identified several key mistakes that creators make: assuming everyone knows who they are, using inside jokes and references, acting like they're already friends with the viewer, and not properly introducing themselves. Instead, Alex advocates for introducing yourself in every video, explaining why viewers should listen to you, fully explaining all references, and making content that's welcoming to everyone. And he addresses common concerns about this approach by pointing to television shows like The Simpsons, which maintain the same introduction format but adds small variations to keep it interesting. And he explains, warm people like the reminder and cold people need the introduction. And the strategy of assuming nothing kind of ties directly into his broader approach, and the strategy of assuming nothing ties directly into his broader approach of radical generosity and transparency. Beyond just sharing knowledge freely, Alex structures his content to ensure it's accessible to everyone, regardless of their familiarity with him or his work. And Alex has used this strategy to accomplish something remarkable, growing a massive audience while maintaining the integrity of his core message. By consistently choosing education over entertainment, substance over flash, and accessibility over insider knowledge, he built a content engine that not only attracts millions of viewers, but converts them into engaged community members and potential business partners. Now, speaking of content engine, this is exactly what I've done as well. And if you are a business owner like a coach, consultant, service provider, agency owner, etc., and you want to create your own content engine, you can book a call with me down in the description in the pinned comment below. But if you're not any of those things, you can always check out the free resources which I have down in the description in the pinned comment below, which will show you how you can do it yourself. Now that we've broken down how Alex built his massive following, let's dive deep into what might be his most brilliant creation: his monetization strategy. And trust me, this isn't just another creator selling courses. What you're about to see is literally Acquisition.com's business model, engineered to perfection. At the base of Alex's empire lies his content strategy. His YouTube videos and social media presence aren't random. They're strategically crafted for a specific audience. And Alex knows exactly who he's talking to: people with real purchasing power. And in these long-form videos, he does something crucial. He's completely transparent, showing the inner workings of his success. And here's where things get fascinating. While Alex sells his books for a couple of dollars, he's engineered what might be the perfect lead magnet, giving away his books for free in audio format. Now pay attention to how he presents this in his video descriptions. You won't find "want my free books." Instead, you'll see "want my books for free." And this isn't just random copywriting. It's psychological engineering at its finest. By positioning it as books for free rather than free books, he's communicating that you're getting something premium at no cost, not something inherently free of charge. And when you click that link, you enter a carefully designed data collection system. First, they ask for your name, seems simple enough, then your email, but it doesn't stop there. They collect your phone number, your physical address, and then, here's where it gets really interesting, they ask about your business journey. How many full-time employees do you have? What's your current revenue? Every piece of information is strategically gathered. Now, after you've provided all this information, Alex's system delivers the audiobook link straight to your inbox. And here's the genius part, you're now in his email ecosystem. And this is where the real journey begins. Now, according to Alex himself, this entire system is built to serve two very specific types of entrepreneurs. And let's break this down because it's crucial to understand his entire business model. First, there are the entrepreneurs making less than $1 million a year in profit. For these business owners, Alex's strategy is clear. Provide enough value through free content to help them reach that $1 million milestone. Why? Because in the process, he's earning their complete trust. Then there's the second group, entrepreneurs already making $1 million or more annually. For these business owners, the strategy shifts entirely. These aren't just students or customers anymore. They're potential investment opportunities. And Alex's ultimate goal here is to help scale these businesses and potentially bring them into his portfolio company. And he recently did introduce live coaching classes as well. Now, let's dive into what might be the most brilliant piece of this entire puzzle. The scaling course. To access this, you'll go to acquisition.com/training/scaling start. And on this page, you'll find what appears to be a free course on scaling your business. But this is just the beginning. The page layout is intentionally designed with a table of contents on the left and a form on the right. Fill out your basic details and annual business revenue, and you'll be moved on to step 2. Here, you're presented with an opportunity to join a private in-person scaling workshop. But here's the catch. It does require a $5,000 investment, and they're only selecting 100 businesses to scale. To even be considered, you need to book a call with them to see if you qualify for the workshop. But the funnel doesn't end there. After completing the course, there's another form waiting at acquisition.com/training/free bonus. According to Alex's team, every month they select someone who submitted their details and they invite them to their headquarters. And this isn't just a random perk. It's their way of filtering companies that are qualified for their 2 other courses, the Offers and Lead course. What makes this strategy even more fascinating is how Alex has evolved his YouTube approach. He's now running ads on his channel, a move that might seem counterintuitive to some giving away so much free content. But here's the genius. Ad revenue is actually a better metric than views when it comes to identifying qualified leads. And his YouTube channel isn't just content. It's literally top of funnel strategy for acquisition.com. Every video, every piece of content is strategically designed to feed into his larger system. So ideally, he's getting business owners from, not having much money at all to making $1 million a year. And then the people that are making $1 million a year, he's getting them into these classes and live trainings in order to scale them to maybe $3 or more million a year. And then eventually they'll get to the point where they would be qualified to actually work with him and become one of his portfolio companies. Pretty brilliant. And all of this ties directly back to what Alex explains in his $100 million leads book, specifically in the section titled What's in it for me? Here he breaks down why he gives away these books and courses for free. It's all about building trust. And he openly admits that while he could sell these resources, his business model operates differently. The goal isn't immediate monetization. It's building trust through actual results, then selling some. And when you step back and take a look at the complete picture, what Alex has built isn't just a content platform or a simple product funnel. It's a sophisticated business acquisition machine disguised as an education empire for free content. And the funny thing is even though he is kind of selling a lot of different stuff now, no one seems to complain at all, because he's built up so much goodwill and he's given out so much value for free that people were practically begging him to be able to actually come and learn from him for a day. Every piece of free content, every free resource, and every premium offering serves a dual purpose, delivering genuine value while identifying and nurturing potential investment opportunities. And this not only makes quite a bit of money right now, but in the future, it's likely going to turn him into a billionaire. And it's proof that in today's digital age, the best way to build massive wealth might just be helping others do the same first. So in summary, you need to have a base skill set that allows you to get money in the first place, which becomes your runway for your business, like Alex Hormozi's consulting job. And if you want to succeed as fast as possible, you need to learn from an expert in whatever means possible, like how Alex worked for free for 7-Figure Sam and how that sped up his learning curve. Then you want to offer and leverage free content to build trust and actually do the long game instead of quick money by selling too prematurely. But of course, this only works if you have enough money to to survive and get by. But this is like how Alex built up a massive following through his free content and then funneled his ideal viewers into his more premium offers later on down the line. But finally, if you're a busy business owner or content creator looking to implement Alex's monetization strategies in your own business, then go ahead and book a call with me using the link in the description and the pinned comment below. That's the ultimate takeaway for the video. All joking aside, if you are an agency owner, coach, content creator, or info entrepreneur, then go ahead, book a call in the description and the pinned comment below. Creating a content ecosystem like Alex Hormozi did is without a doubt the highest ROI activity that you can do in your business. And we've helped tons of people get to 7 and even 8 figures doing this exact thing. And we're not just another agency or growth operator that preaches about how we can do this. We've already done it with our own channels. And if you're interested, you can check this video right here to see how it works.